Welcome back to the home for true two-stroke lovers, off-road maniacs, and anyone who believes that real power comes with a thunderous roar and a cloud of dust. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications so you never miss a ride. Alright, let's get into it. Today, we're diving deep into one of the wildest, most untamed machines in the motocross world, the 2026 Maico 700. If you've been around dirt bikes for a while, the name Maico probably rings a bell, maybe even sends a shiver down your spine. And if you're new to the legend of Maico, buckle up, because this beast isn't your average weekend trail bike. We're talking about raw, unfiltered power, a 700 cubic centimeters two-stroke monster that defies the trends of smaller, tamer, fuel-injected four-strokes dominating today's scene. The Maico 700 isn't new in name. This legendary machine has existed in one form or another since the early 2000s. But in 2026, Maico has brought some major updates to this already outrageous platform, making it more powerful, more aggressive, and surprisingly, a bit more rideable. But don't be fooled. This is still a machine that demands respect. This engine is built for one purpose: to rip. No traction control, no rider modes, no electronic aids. It's you, your throttle hand, and a heavy dose of adrenaline. In the 2026 version, the power delivery has been slightly refined, and I emphasize slightly. While the previous versions were notorious for trying to throw you off the seat at the slightest twist, this new one has more usable mid-range. It's still violent, don't get it twisted, but now there's a little more linearity in how that power hits. Now let's talk about the frame and chassis. Because with this much engine, you better believe the structure needs to handle it. The Maico 700 uses a traditional steel tubular frame, and in 2026, they've made a few strategic updates to reduce weight and improve stiffness. Maico sticks to simplicity here: no aluminum twin spar, no carbon fiber gimmicks. It's a frame built to last, and built to survive the punishment that 80-plus horsepower and massive torque dishes out. With these new forks and rear shock, riders are reporting much more control under acceleration, better bottoming resistance, and crucially, more confidence at speed. That's key with a bike like this, because the last thing you want is sketchy handling when you're going full throttle on a fire road or hitting a jump with that kind of weight behind you. Speaking of weight, the 2026 Maico 700 tips the scales at around 245 pounds dry. That's heavy by motocross standards, sure, but when you consider the size of the engine, the steel frame, and the sheer torque it delivers, it's honestly impressive that it doesn't weigh more. And remember, it's a kickstart-only bike. No battery, no starter motor. That saves weight and keeps things old school. Let's talk about ergonomics and rider feel. If you're coming from a modern KTM, Yamaha, or Honda, the Maico will feel, well, different. The seat is tall, the bars are wide, and the cockpit is more upright. It feels raw, like an early 2000s bike with a monster motor bolted in. But that's exactly what some riders are looking for. It's a visceral experience. Every vibration, every rev, you feel it in your bones. For 2026, Maico has improved the plastics, the tank shrouds, and the overall fit and finish. It still won't compete with Japanese manufacturers when it comes to polish, but this isn't a bike you buy for polish. This is a bike you buy because you want to experience the full madness of what a two-stroke can be. One area where Maico has made a major leap is braking. The 2026 model now features updated Brembo components, front and rear, with modern rotors and improved master cylinders. This was a necessary upgrade. With the speeds this bike can reach, you need stopping power you can rely on. Riders are reporting sharper bite, better fade resistance, and a much more predictable feel in the lever. Huge win there. It doesn't coddle. It doesn't care about your comfort. It's for the rider who's already experienced, who's already mastered 250s and 450s, and wants something more primal. This is the bike you get when you want to break the mold, when you want something so unique, so ridiculous, that people stop and stare when you unload it at the track. And that's the thing about the Maico 700. It's not a practical bike. It's not efficient. It doesn't meet emissions standards in most places. You probably won't see one at your local dealership. And yet, there's a hardcore group of riders, and growing, who swear by it. It's not about lap times or race wins. It's about connection. About experiencing what riding used to be, before the tech, before the regulations. Let's talk reliability. This may surprise some of you, but the Maico 700, despite its size and power, is actually fairly reliable, as long as you respect it. The air-cooled versions were bomb-proof, and the 2026 model, with its updated cooling system and porting, continues that trend. Regular maintenance is key, of course. You'll need to mix your fuel, clean your air filters religiously, and stay on top of piston wear. But overall, these engines are known for their ruggedness. That said, parts availability is always a concern with smaller manufacturers. Maico is improving on this front, and the 2026 model has more standardized components, making it easier to source replacements. Still, if you're not the kind of person who likes to wrench or troubleshoot now and then, this might not be the ride for you. Let's talk price. This is a premium, hand-built machine. It's not mass-produced, and it shows. Expect to pay a premium. We're talking upwards of $15,000, depending on your region and spec. But for those who know what they're getting, it's worth every penny. You're not just buying a bike, you're buying a legend. Another cool feature for 2026 is customization. Maico now offers a few factory options. Things like different suspension packages, gearing setups, and even graphics kits. So if you want to tailor your 700 to your riding style, whether it's enduro, sand racing, or hill climbing, you can. Now, no review would be complete without talking about the sound. The Maico 700 doesn't just make noise, it makes music. That deep, aggressive two-stroke bark is unmistakable. It's not just loud, it's alive. It crackles, it snarls, and it makes everyone within earshot stop what they're doing. It's the kind of sound that takes you back to the roots of motocross, when bikes were raw, riders were rebels, and noise complaints weren't a thing. So, what's the final word on the 2026 Maico 700? It's not for everyone. It's not supposed to be. This is a machine built for those who crave something extreme, something visceral. If you want a bike that pushes boundaries, that challenges your skills, and that delivers a riding experience unlike anything else on two wheels, this is it. It's a dinosaur in the age of electric scooters, a barbarian in a world of calculators. And for the right rider, it's pure bliss. If you've ridden a Maico 700 before, or if you've got plans to get one, drop your stories. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with someone who loves dirt bikes as much as you do. Thanks for spending time with us today. Keep the throttle pinned, stay safe, and as always, ride hard, ride free.